Hello, this is Robyn from Heart Guided Intuition, and I'm really glad that you are here. Hello, how are you doing? Whoever's watching this, I'm really glad that you found my channel. If you're new here, I do general readings daily and also monthly for each astrological sign of the zodiac. So feel free to watch some videos, and I hope you enjoy them, and I hope they're helpful to you. And if you've been watching my videos, I just really want to thank you for coming back and continuing to watch them, because it's always my intention when I do readings for people that they are helpful in some way. And this YouTube channel, I love it. It's my intention to provide readings that people enjoy, that are kind of entertaining. I try to be a little entertaining, and I've been doing tarot readings for a while, and I love them. I love reading for people in person, but of course, these days, in the time of the coronavirus, I thought, let me start this YouTube channel up again. So here we are. And whoever's watching, I hope that you're safe and you're well and you're cozy at home and you have everything you need. And I'll get on with the reading. So this is a reading for Saturday, April 25th, 2020, and it's a general reading. Excuse me, which means it won't necessarily apply to everybody, but it might have something in it, in some of the cards, for somebody. Sometimes the message feels more specific than other times. Sometimes it feels like a general message for everybody. It's really interesting when I do the cards, because I shuffle the deck and I choose the cards before I start this video, but I don't look at them. So looking at them, as soon as I turn over the cards, I have to kind of give myself like a moment to really listen. I guess kind of listen and tune in, because sometimes it's a lot of channeled information. Sometimes the message is very clear, like it will come in very quickly. Sometimes it takes me a while. And because this is, I'm recording while I'm doing this, I want to turn over the cards while I'm recording, so that the message is very, very fresh, so that whatever comes to me, sometimes if it comes like very quickly in a flash, I want it to be, as authentic as possible. So anyway, it's a general reading. So general reading for the day. It's like guidance for the day. What I usually do is I always ask a question of the cards. And for those who have studied with me, because I also teach the tarot, one of the things I teach is that the way that we phrase our questions is very, very important. So I always ask the cards, what is Spirit's guidance? I call in my helping spirits and my guides, and I ask, what is the guidance for this day, for everybody, in general, for everybody, and in particular for people who might find my channel. So if you've been kind of drawn to listen to this, then maybe this message is for you. Okay, so it's a general message. If anybody would like a private reading, you can visit my website. It's www.heartguidedintuition.com. Okay, and I need to update my website, but ordering readings is all good. It's perfectly workable, functionable website, but I will be updating it with other things and other offerings, including the classes that I teach. I was teaching in person before the virus hit, and so then I brought it online, but I'm kind of put that on hold for just a little while, until after we're all through this, because I really want to concentrate on the content for this channel and bring people content that is interesting, if there are certain readings that you'd like. Oh, I put out a question, and I've heard back. I got a request in regard to the monthly readings, because for April, I did a reading for every sign of the zodiac for April, but I put it in one video. So if you go to that, you can look at the timestamps. I pinned a post directly underneath the video with timestamps for each sign of the zodiac. So if you don't want to watch like the whole thing and every single reading, because the video is quite long, you can go to your individual the timestamp for your individual astrological sign. And I put out a question in a recent video about May, for May, the astrological signs and the readings for each of those signs, and what people thought, if it would be better, people wanted me to do it again in another long video, or individual readings, which would be 12 videos, one for each sign of the zodiac, excuse me, for May. So I heard back, and there's been a request for individual readings for each astrological sign of the zodiac. So that is what I'm going to do. So they will be longer. I'm sure they will be longer than the readings were in the one long video, because I can do very short readings. I can do quick readings when I do readings at events and parties and things. Sometimes I have to keep it brief. I have to. And my helping spirits are working with me all the time. I'll let them know. I actually have to let them know, because spirits often don't have an idea of human time, physical world reality time. So, their message can go on and on and on. And I could, continue pulling cards forever. But I realized that I have to specify time frame and say, okay, these readings need to be this long or this long. So when I do the monthly readings for May, which I'm going to start sometime soon, but I will, excuse me, I will upload them at the same time, so that no one's left out. Because I know when I see tarot readers who, they'll put up they'll put them up as they do them. I'm like, where's my sign? Where's my sign? It is they haven't gotten to them yet. They're going to get to them. So, but I know that feeling. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to record them, as I can, because each one, might take a little bit. I don't know how, I never know exactly how long they'll be, but they might be like 15-20 minutes long. They might go longer if the message comes. And, but I will upload them at the same time. Okay, so by May 1st, I'm shooting hopefully for before then, the monthly readings for each astrological sign. Okay, so with that, let's get to today's general reading, Saturday, April 25th, 2020. Okay, so like I said, I pulled the cards and I have not looked at them. So here goes. I'm going to do that. Okay, so give me just a minute as I kind of tune in and see what the message is for everybody. Okay. Ooh. I know I'm going to make sounds as I look at them, because I know. Wait, let me see. With this one, let's see. Okay. Oh, I want to see what the guidance is for this. Okay, for Saturday. Give me just another minute, because I use a combination of tarot cards, the spirit deck that I designed, and oracle cards. Okay, so I'm trying to fit together the story. Okay, first card out. I love these cards. This is the Gilded Tarot deck, which I've been using for many, many years. It's my favorite deck. But there are a lot of beautiful decks, amazing card decks out there. But this is my favorite. Four of Pentacles. Four of Pentacles. They call this like the miser card, but it's about holding back. It's about holding something back. It's about keeping something to yourself, keeping the cards close to you. You know, if you're playing poker, you keep your cards close. Keeping, you know, not expressing, not being outward, not being. It's about holding back. So I guess for Saturday, let's say, holding back though, holding back something of who you are. There's a reason why. There's a reason why some people might feel holding back on your skills and your abilities and your unique qualities as a human being. This is a message for somebody who, I mean, it could be for a younger person, but I feel like it's for somebody who is really well established in who they are. You know who you are. You know what your gifts are. You know what your abilities are. You know what you have to offer to the world. You are confident in who you are, and you stand apart from the crowd. You're somebody who's a little different, does things a little differently. Maybe if people notice you, they notice you, and you are set apart somehow, but in a beautiful way, because you have a skill, ability, a talent, I want to use this word, a flair. I don't know what that means, but certain words and images will come to me while I'm doing the readings. You have a certain flair for sharing your gifts, but yet for some reason Saturday you're holding back. There's a holding back of this, and why? I would say because the Seven of Wands is coming up. Other people's opinions, other people's fear of, there's a fear, but there's a need to defend yourself, to feel like I am holding back because someone's going to either steal my idea, they're going to push their opinions on me, they're going to try to tell me what to do. When you know exactly who you are, and you know how to do things, and you know you do them well. And there's always like a million people with their own opinions. Like, if you're someone who kind of stands apart from the crowd in some way, you're kind of set apart because you know that you have unique things to offer, and you're like good about that. You are someone who is you're cool with yourself, and you know exactly who you are and what you have to offer. But for some reason you're feeling like it's a defensiveness. It's a need to be defensive because you've been hurt. And there are a lot of people with opinions, and you're just like, I'm out of here. And I'm gonna put shields up. Sorry for the Star Trek reference. And this is a card of resilience, of rising above any stress. So this is like leaving a situation. I'm getting out of here because I'm tired of having to defend myself and keep my gifts quiet and silent. So I'm going to leave the situation, and I'm going to rise again. I'm going to rise again. It's actually a really positive card, this one, because even though there has been stress and conflict, and even just like a lot of inner conflict, you are someone who is resilient and you know how to rise again. And you'll find ways to be who you are in a way that's safe and healthy and joyful for you. Okay? And this is a card of Hangman's coming up. Now he's like taking a time out. He's like, you know what? And this makes sense with the other cards, because if you're someone who is like you've had to keep to yourself, keep your resources. And I use the word resources not only in terms of money, but in terms of your talents and all that you have to offer, your intellect, your ideas, the ideas you bring to projects, an organization, to other people, to groups, to businesses. You feel like you've had to keep them to yourself because you've been hurt and you're having to defend yourself, want to get out of there, but you're going to rise like the sun. Even though it's been very stressful, you're going to rise above that stress and you're going to take some time out. It's in a place of being like the Hanged Man. He's not doing nothing. He's not in a period of stasis. Like some people might interpret the card as not having anything going on, and just kind of hanging there waiting. But I don't feel that this card is that, especially in this deck, because he is busy. He's actually kind of in motion. He's kind of like there, and there's an aspect of, I don't like the word sacrifice, but there's an aspect of kind of a sacrifice. Well, I think about Odin, the story of Odin, hanging on the world tree in order to gain wisdom, for the wisdom. So it's a period of, feels like non-action, stepping away, stepping back, protecting yourself. It's interesting because one of the oracle cards that came up is establish boundaries. Establish boundaries. And the earth is very rich and very fertile. And look at this new plant. You've weeded out all these, you've taken all the weeds out of this fertile soil so that you can grow this beautiful, flourishing new thing, which happens after that timeout. The Hangman it's kind of a timeout, but it's a timeout where you're figuring things out, you're thinking, you're working on yourself, you're doing all that you can, and all that you feel, you kind of, what you want to do, and you're guided to take action, but in ways like kind of maybe on your own, with boundaries up, so that you can keep it's like a pure space around you, so that you can be clear about who you are and what you have to offer, and you can find a new way. This brand new plant coming up, this is beautiful. So even though this says establish boundaries, and I look at this card, this is like, even though there's been a lot of stress, it's a rising above. It's a new dawn, okay? A new day, a new way of doing something, a new way of bringing your unique gifts into the world. And that's beautiful with this, because it says establish boundaries, but this is like what you've built. You've weeded out what the people, the things, the situations, whatever it was that was making you go like, I'm out of here and I'm getting away from all these opinions. These are the weeds in the garden that you pulled so that you can grow something brand new. And here's a Ganesha card of decision. It's like you're being divinely guided. You are following your inner guidance. Oh, I love this Ganesha card. I love this Ganesha deck. He is the remover of obstacles, Ganesha. He's cool. The elephant god. And decision. after all this period of like walking away from something, releasing yourself from a situation, people, whatever, did not feel in alignment with who you are and what you need to bring to the world, what you are here to give to the world. You're making a decision. So you're in this process of like hanging out in your beautifully weeded, rich, fertile soil. And I say fertile because you have the ability to manifest, to grow your beautiful garden without any weeds in it. Just keep pulling the weeds. You'll be good. And make that decision that will bring you happiness and joy in your life, and it will make you feel like, because you're in control. You're in control in your life. You're in control. There's a lot we're not in control of in the world, especially now. But we each, there are things we can't control. We can't control some health stuff that happens to us. We can't control a lot of external things. There are some things we can, like we can vote, or we can speak out against things we don't think are right, and hope our voice makes a difference. There's a lot we don't have control over, but there's a lot we do. And a lot of people, I think, forget the power that they have to, such as like the food we eat. We can choose to read the labels and to choose what we put into our bodies. Okay? We can choose the words we speak. Are we using words that are empowering and uplifting? How do they make us feel in our body? Or are we choosing words that make us feel diminished and small? Are we choosing words with other people? How are we choosing our words when we speak with other people? How are we treating our bodies? Are we getting exercise? Are we getting enough sleep? I know that's a tough one for me anyway, but working on it. I think every single one of us is a work in progress, but we do have choices. We do have choices. There are things we don't have control over, but there are things we do. And for some reason, I feel called to, I hope I can remember it, that serenity prayer. Okay, I'm just going to say, let me see. I feel called to say this for some reason to close out the reading. Okay, dear higher power, whatever your higher power is. And right now I'm going to use the word God, okay? But fill in the blank, whatever that means to you. Dear God, please grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Okay? So with that, I just say thank you. Thank you for watching. Be safe, be well. Peace, love, and blessings to every single one of you.